Okay, so I'm going to go over a little bit of video real quick. This is something that I posted last week, and we always look out at the 4-hour charts, guys. You should always be looking at the higher time frames. Never come into your trading day and just dial down to a 5-minute or 3-minute. You should always either look at the daily or the 4-hour. You need to look at the higher time frames to see where things are turning, to see how things are moving. You just need to know where the market makers are trading. And this was the chart that was posted midweek this past week. So, we had the all-time high over here, and, I've got that red zone mark there. We have yellow zones in between, and the lowest zone would be green. So that's how we mark these zones. The zones mark a turning point, okay? And also we have 4-hour levels that we also mark turning points as well. But when you get a huge swing up and a huge swing back, you can mark the wick there as a zone. So this was the chart that was posted about midweek this week. And always look back out the 4-hour time frame. So you need to do that to reset yourself, reset your thinking, okay? You should never, start out Sunday or Saturday. I do it normally Friday night. So Friday, anytime after the market closes, I'll go look at the 4-hour time frame, and I'll post the charts out on the Discord. So the 4-hour time frame allows you to reset yourself, reset your overall thinking as to what is happening. And then, we'll be there trading Sunday night. We'll be trading Monday. Monday night, we need to reset ourselves. Again, we need to start off by looking at the 4-hour time frame again. Don't just look at it, Friday, Saturday, or Sunday and say, okay, I'm set for the week. You need to look at it every day. Every day you should look at the 4-hour time frame. If you have a problem doing that, then when you quit for the day, so let's say you're trading Monday, before you quit trading, or when you quit trading on Monday, set your chart to 4-hour. Just set it before you close down for the day. Just make it a habit. When you close out for the day, close out your trades, and whenever you walk away from the computer for the day and you're done trading, set your chart to the 4-hour time frame so that when you open it back up to start your new trading day, it's on the 4-hour time frame. You're forced to look at the 4-hour time frame because a lot of times people will come to the chart and just forget. Okay, so what we had was we had a huge move up here, huge bullish move. It respected this yellow zone here, fell off of it. Right here we had kind of a double bottom because it came down and tapped this low here, and then it went up slowly, gradually, those 4-hour candles. It finally went through that yellow zone, and then it shot up to the all-time high, the bottom of this zone. So that's where we were. I think it was Thursday at 2 p.m. So this was Thursday, and this was before Friday's non-farm. So that's where it sat on the 4th. And what I suggested was to keep trading long. Okay, it's definitely moving long, right? It's bullish. So trade that bullish momentum, that bullish structure, the bullish pattern until the structure changes, until the pattern changes. You can call it whatever you want. You can call it change in structure, change in character. There's multiple terms that people use. It's all interchangeable. What we're looking at is as it's bullish, we're looking at it's making higher highs and higher lows. Now, in order for it to be bearish, it would make lower lows, lower highs. That would be a change in structure, character, okay? So a change in sides from bullish to bearish. Whatever you want to call it, it's all interchangeable. There's apps. I don't use one. There's apps that I don't know. Since I don't use them, I don't know which one would work the best. There's a ton of like changing character apps. So I can't tell you if one works better than another. So what I do is when I trade, I'm always marking those highs and lows that I want to see broken, okay, to inform me if the move is going to continue or not. If it's in a bullish pattern like this and it's moving up, Well, I need to see a high broken. Once a high is broken, I know we're continuing that bullish momentum. And then I'll move my lines. Now, I'm going to show you how you can move your lines without cluttering up your chart by just drawing multiple lines. Typically, I will draw multiple lines on my highs and lows, and when it makes, say, a new high, I will draw a new line, and I won't erase the old ones. I'm going to show you how to kind of keep that clean if you're new to this, and then you can move from there, decide if you don't want to do that or not. So basically, again, I said trade this long until we see that change in structure over to the bearish side, and then you would look to short it. Okay, so what I'm going to do is draw, I don't know if I can go back to do it. It won't let me. Let me draw a line here on this candle. Okay, so that is 2 p.m. And that's, I posted the chart before 6 o'clock, before the market reopened. Okay, and that's what I posted on the Discord. I posted this chart, said, hey, keep trading it long until you see that change in structure over from bullish to bearish. Okay, so we're going to go through how to do that because we don't trade on the 4-hour time frames, but we look at the 4-hour time frames for direction. As you can see, if I take that line back off, where the candle was, where it tapped and came back and closed, it basically tapped the top of that zone, or the bottom of that zone, which is our 4-hour zone from the all-time high. Okay, now, we never predict. You never, ever, ever, ever try and predict and say, that's it. I'm going short right now. When 6 o'clock opens, I'm going short. Never. We don't predict things. You never know when it's going to turn. There's no way you can predict that. If you try and predict it, you're going to take a lot of losses. You're guessing. We don't do that. We wait for the market structure to tell us that it's turning. Why try and predict something that you have no control over and no way to know if it's going to turn right there? You know, I could have easily come in and said, hey, it's going to go short there. I don't know. I don't have a crystal ball. So we don't do that. Okay? We are going to watch for the structure to change. Until then, we stay long. So let's go down to the 3-minute time frame, and then I'll have to come over. Where's my line? Oh, I forgot my line. Let's go back. So go back to the 4-hour. We're going to draw that vertical line here, just on that 4-hour candle. Okay, and then we're going to go down to the 3-minute time frame. So if you notice, that candle starts at 2 p.m. So that candle ends at 6 p.m. 2 to 6. So basically right there is where it goes. So we'll just keep it marked there. So you could definitely see that over that 4-hour time frame here, it's bullish. Well, what was it before then? Because we could even come back here and mark noon. So right there's noon. No, we don't want noon. I want 10 o'clock. Sorry, guys. So we'll mark 10. It's down here somewhere. I think I got to move the chart over. So there's 10 o'clock. So we got 10 to 2, 4 hours. Look from the left to right. I mean, it's clear that's a bullish move. Still a bullish move. Next 4 hours. So who's to say that the next 4 hours isn't going to be bullish? To me, if I'm looking at the chart, if I would have dropped down to just the 3-minute time frame, you look at that and you say, well, but it's hitting that bottom of that red zone. Isn't it supposed to turn there? No, it's not supposed to do anything. Okay. Can it turn there? Yes, it can, 100%. But is it supposed to? Is it going to? We don't know. So I like to mark the lows and the highs. I like to come in with two things. I will mark a low, and that's going to be my low to break right there, okay, off that low, all right, before market opens. So come in and mark it. We're going to mark that as our low to break, and we're going to mark the high to break. Now, I'm not going to keep marking these new ones as it goes. What I'm going to do is just move them, okay? I'm trying to keep it a little simpler for people that aren't too familiar with charting, but also to keep it cleaner so your charts don't clutter, okay? Because your charts can clutter up really fast. Let me just move that out of the way. So your charts can clutter up fast if you keep drawing lines. You guys have seen mine in the videos. A lot of times I have a ton of lines on the charts, and I'll have either 4 or 6 charts open, trading 4 to 6 instruments, and I will have a ton of these lines drawn on each of these lows, okay, and highs. So what we're doing is we have a low to break here and a high to break, okay? So right now it's been doing what? It's been moving bullish. If it were to come down and break this low, what would we say? It's changing its character. It's changing its structure. Okay? It's switching from bullish to bearish. Okay? All means the same thing. If this comes down and breaks the low. If it goes up and breaks the high, well, what is that telling us? That would be if it breaks the low. Okay? We're having a change in structure, change in character, change in momentum. If it comes up and breaks the high, what does that tell us? Well, if it comes up and breaks the high, that's continuation. That's our bullish move here, because we know it's bullish. You can clearly look from the left to the right over the last 4 hours. And again, we went back here. We look, that is all bullish. Bullish all day long. Okay? So again, if it comes and breaks the high, we say, our bullish momentum is continuing. Our bullish move, we're seeing continuation in the bullish move. We hold our trade, okay? Or you can get in if you want to get in, okay? So we're looking for either or to happen. Now I'm just going to tick over the candles, and I'm going to show you how I would move these, how I move my lines if I was to move them. Now typically I'll draw new ones. I would have a, I would have a mark back here on this low at one point, and then, this high, it doesn't really break there or there. Once it comes up here, I would come in and draw another line, here, and then once it comes in and makes this high, I'm drawing a high there. Once it pulls back to make a low, I'm doing that. So I'm constantly drawing new lines, okay? What I want to do is keep it a little bit cleaner so that there's not as much on the chart, okay? So we have 2 lines. We have our low to break, we have our high to break. And what we're doing is looking to see if we get, bullish continuation. So what I mentioned was hold long, off that 4 hour, because we had already been in bullish momentum. We had bullish moves, as I showed you, from 12 o'clock on. So here from 2 to 6, till the futures market closed, and before it reopens, we have a bullish move. So we're looking to see if that bullish move is going to continue. Are we going to have continuation in that, or are we going to have a change in character, a change in structure? Over. So what we're looking for is a candle to close. I don't like the wicks just wicking through. I want to see candles close above that line. And I want to see it not just barely close above the line like this one. I want to see a little bit of momentum there. I want to see it, pop through. Okay, we're not getting that. So I'm ticking over candle by candle. That one we could say, okay, we have a new high. And if that's our new high, then we take our low and we move it over to this one. We move it up one. That's it. That's all we're doing. We're moving it up one. Now, if we're going to call that our high, we can move it up here, up to that level. Now we're saying, okay, we're looking for it to do what? The same thing. Is it going to break the low, or is it going to break the high? I don't know. We watch it play out, and we just tick those over, okay? Looks like to me it was going after that low. But it ends up coming back up to the high, okay? Is it going to break through? I don't know. We wait and see. I don't know if it's going to break this high, okay? We don't, at the time we're trading, we don't know if it's going to break that high. We're ready for it. We have no idea if it's going to break that or not, okay? So you have to make your game plan ahead of time. We're still holding longs, okay? So we're still holding longs. We're not doing anything different. We're looking for the higher low to break. We have new higher lows, okay? We have a higher low here. We have a higher low here. And then we kind of have a lower low than this one here. But notice I haven't moved my line. I need the high to break. That's the key to this. You have to be willing to ride this back and forth, because as it moved up here and came back and then pushed back up again, you might have moved your low right there and you'd be taken out, only for it to keep moving long. So